Hey, what is happening, you inflatable Infernape? Some new cards just got revealed, literally like a couple hours after I posted my last video on the Battle Partners cards. Some more got revealed. Battle Partners is coming out in January and will be part of our main set in March. So we're not getting them to the end of March, we're getting them over in Japan in January. Let's get into it. Some of these I haven't read yet, so I'm going to be reading them for the first time. The Sprigatito here, 60 HP. Only thing notable about that is can be Buddy Poffin for, and it's got that stomp repeatedly, 10 damage, flip 3 coins. For each heads, you do 10 damage. Stomp repeatedly. All right. We got the Floor Gato here for 2 colorless energy, 30 damage, flip a coin if heads. This attack does 30 more damage and heal 30 damage from this Pokemon. 90 HP. Then we got the Meowscarada here, 160 HP. The ability Showtime. Once on your turn, you may use this ability. If this Pokemon is on your bench, switch it with your active. And then for 2 colorless energy, the Rising Bloom, 90 damage if your opponent's active is a Pokemon EX. This attack does 90 more damage. So I think there were some things to talk about with this Meowscarada real fast. It does take 2 colorless energy, just like the other Meowscarada EX. We are losing double turbo energy when this set releases, though. So there's not going to be a double energy for those cards to work with that we know of yet. It still does work for 2 colorless energy. It also 1-hit KOs Charizard EX. The other one does that as well, but it is a 2-prize Pokemon. And Charizard is losing Radiant Charizard, which is a big boost for its kind of typing disadvantage and prize trade disadvantage that Charizard could run into in some matchups. Radiant Charizard made up for that. So, I don't know, maybe there'll be some hope for a Meowscarada deck yet with this new edition of Meowscarada, with potentially maybe another double energy coming out to synergize with them. I don't know, I guess we'll have to wait and see on that. Iono's Voltorb here. This attack does 20 more damage for each lightning energy attached to your Iono's Pokemon. Whoa, hold up. Wait, that's kind of interesting there. For 2 colorless energy, 20 plus 20 more damage for each lightning energy attached to your Iono's Pokemon. I was literally just talking about, when I was talking about the Iono's Pokemon in my last video, how it feels like the deck is missing some kind of heavy hitter. Now, 20 plus 20 for each lightning energy really isn't that much, but theoretically, if you got 10 energy in play, we're doing 220 damage. If we get like 15 energy in play, we're looking at 320 damage. 15 energy is a lot, but actually I don't know, that might actually be possible, especially with the Kilowattrel and its ability. If you set up like, I don't know, 4 of those, 3 or 4 of those, you're drawing a lot of cards. You're going to need some energy recursion, of course, but the stadium is there for that. This could be the main attacker in the Iono's deck, to be honest. We'll have to wait and see, but this actually might be the missing piece. Iono's Electrode here, 100 HP, Heart-Pounding Bomb for 2 lightning energy. This attack, this Pokemon does 100 damage to itself. Flip a coin if heads, your opponent's active is knocked out. Okay, that is definitely an attack. So you knock yourself out, and then maybe you knock out your opponent. Not very good. And then for 2 lightning, it costs 100 damage. So this thing sucks. But the Voltorb, I'm interested in the Voltorb for sure. That's definitely an interesting one right there. That might be the missing piece for an Iono deck. Here is the full art Kilowattrel. They're showing that off. But yeah, this has a lightning energy on it. Discard the lightning energy, and then you draw until you have 6 cards in your hand. And the Belly Bolt accelerates lightning energy into play on your Iono's Pokemon. So honestly, I could see this being like the main attacker in some kind of Iono deck. And it's a 1-prizer too. So you can hide your Belly Bolts on the bench. You should attack and chain with Iono's Voltorb. You can build up a bunch of energy on your Kilowattrels as well, so you can't even get Iono'd. Wait, there could be something here. For sure, actually. You would have to play like... you have to play a lot of energy in that deck, but I think it is possible. I think it's definitely possible. Swinub here's got the Call for Family. Search your deck for up to 2 basic Pokemon and put them onto your bench. An insanely powerful attack. This attack is insanely powerful. That's really, really good for this Swinub here. The Piloswine here, 100 HP. Also, 70 HP. You can find it with Buddy Poffin. Piloswine here, 100 HP, Strength for 20, and then Piercing Fang for 50 damage for 2 fighting. Not very much there. 340 HP here. Excuse me. Mamoswine EX. The Mammoth Carry. Once during your turn, you may search your deck for a Pokemon, reveal it, and put your hand, then shuffle your deck. Okay. It's a pretty good ability. And then for 2 fighting energy, Rumbling March, 180 plus 40 more damage for each Stage 2 Pokemon on your bench. I don't know, we got like a thick Mamoswine line in there. You probably play it with Pidgeot EX. We're not hitting that. Well, with the ability, you could definitely get out a lot of Pokemon really quickly. Plus, you have a thick Pidgeot line. I could see it working. Maybe a Grand Tree build as well. So you like Grand Tree your Mamoswine up, It does take 2 fighting energy to attack, which is a little bit annoying. Manual attach is pretty mid. We'll see about this one. It's also weak to grass, which hasn't been great to be weak to grass lately because of Ogerpon, but maybe with Regidrago rotating when this card comes out, Ogerpon won't be as prevalent, as relevant in the format. We'll have to wait and see on that, but yeah, I'm not sure about the Mamoswine here. All right, here we go. Hops Zacian EX finally revealed. I thought it was going to be revealed during the Champions League that happened last weekend. It wasn't. Close cleave here for a colorless energy. 30 damage is attacked. Also does 30 more damage to one of your opponent's benched Pokemon. So it's got the Jet Punch and then Metal. Colorless. Brave Slash. 240 damage during your opponent's next turn. Or during your next turn. Pokemon can't use Brave Slash. Okay. So 240. 30 Snipe. Not bad. But I know there's some more Hops cards here coming up. Hops, Snorlax, Big Belly. The attacks of your Hops Pokemon do 30 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. The effective Big Belly doesn't stack. Okay, so you can't just have like a bunch of Snorlax in play. This is kind of like Buzzwole GX and Diancie going on here, or the Regirock EX and the Dynamic Press. 140. The number wasn't here for 140, so I was confused as to what it did. But 140 damage for 3 colorless energy. This Pokemon also does 80 damage to itself. Hops Wooloo, 70 HP. It is searchable with the Buddy Poffin. And then we got Hops Double here. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during your turn, you may switch in one of your opponent's bench Pokemon to the active. Okay. So I don't see this seeing a lot of play, or cards like this seeing a lot of play, until maybe Boss's Orders rotates. Not with rotation, but next rotation. I think Boss's Orders will rotate. I've been talking about this for a while now with new card releases. I think Boss's Orders will rotate with next rotation, not this upcoming rotation, and then cards like Hops Double could see some kind of play when that happens. Hops Cramorant, 110 HP. Do all Cramorants have 110 HP? No, I mean, besides like the EX. Fickle Spit for a colorless, 120. If your opponent doesn't have exactly 3 or 4 prize cards remaining, this attack does nothing. Okay, so there's definitely a trend here where a lot of Hops cards kind of copy a lot of the effects that Buzzrock had a while ago. Hops Double is Lycanrox's Gust Up ability. The Snorlax is the damage boost. You have the Jet Punch on the Zacian. So it basically is Buzzrock all over again, I feel like. And then the Challenge Horn, or not Challenge Horn, the Cramorant is Baby Buzzwole. The Cramorant is literally Baby Buzzwole. So yeah, you can only use it if your opponent has exactly 3 or 4 prize cards remaining. There's 120 damage, so pretty efficient for a 1-prize Pokemon, especially when it could be hitting for 150 with the Snorlax. Up next, we got the Exchange Ticket. This one I saw on Twitter, so I know what this one does. After counting your prize cards, shuffle them and put them on the bottom of your deck, then take that many cards from the top of your deck and put them face down as your prize cards. So take your prize cards, shuffle them, put them on the bottom of your deck, and then take as many cards as you put on the bottom of the deck from the top of your deck, put them out as your new prize cards. I really like this card. I always like cards that interact with your prize cards. Azelf from back in the day, Town Map, Heavy Ball most recently is what we've had. Stuff like Gladion was always a little bit slow. I really like the item-based prize manipulation cards, or look at your prize cards type cards like the Exchange Ticket. There was a Rotom's Pokedex that I saw. I think it was Jake Gearhart who I saw tweet about this card. The Rotom's Pokedex shuffled your prize cards into your deck, so you weren't guaranteed to keep what was ever prized in your deck and not have it go back to your prize cards. Sometimes it could go back to your prize cards. It was unlikely, but it could happen. I like this a little bit more. Whatever was in your prize cards is guaranteed to be on the bottom of your deck, and whatever was in your deck is, some of those cards is guaranteed to be put into your prize cards. You could even combo this with like Iono, where you could like Iono into Exchange Ticket, or like Iono and then quick search for, well, no, if you quick search for Exchange Ticket, that won't work. You could Iono into Exchange Ticket, and then Exchange Ticket, and then you could like stack a bunch of cards on the bottom of your deck that you know wouldn't go back to your prize cards. So that's kind of cool. So yeah, really cool card. Like cards like this. Hops Choice Band. Let me guess what this does. 30 more damage. When the Hops Pokemon this card is attached to uses an attack, that attack costs 1 colorless less. I was questioning how we're going to set up the Zacian. I guess Matang is how we're going to get to the Brave Slashes, unless some other form of Metal Energy Acceleration comes out. Costs 1 less colorless energy and does 30 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. So that's pretty powerful. That means the Zacian can hit for 240 damage, 270 damage, 300 damage with Hops Choice Band. That's a lot of damage. Yeah, that's a lot of damage. What else? I don't know. That's a lot of damage. Just Cram be swinging too. The Cram hitting for 180 for 1 colorless energy, or 0 energy, actually. If we have the choice band attached to it, that's pretty absurd. Brock Scouting, search your deck for up to 2 basic Pokemon, reveal them and put them into your hand, and then shuffle your deck. Or search your deck for an evolution Pokemon, reveal it and put it into your hand, then shuffle your deck. I like this. I like this a lot. One of the problems with current Pokemon search supporters is they're good turn 1, or they're good turn 2, maybe turn 3, but they start to fall off really, really drastically after that. Stuff like the Clives and stuff like that. Search your deck for like 3 basic Pokemon or whatever. But this, a little bit less value on that turn 1, only 2 basic Pokemon, but then you can search your deck for an evolution Pokemon later on. So I really like that there is some value later in the game from those supporters. Now, Clives and stuff like that weren't like dead card. Is it Clive the one I'm thinking of? I'm starting to think it's not Clive, but the one that searched for like 3 evolutions, or the one that searches for like 3 basics. You guys know the ones I'm talking about. They're a lot more one-dimensional, and it was like, the reason they're bad is because if you don't find it on that specific turn in the early game, they're just bad. So it's better just to play a research every single turn in the game, right? So I really like this supporter for the Brock Scouting. I like what they did with it. I don't know if it'll actually be good. I don't know if this is actually better than research, but I definitely like it over the other Pokemon search supporters they've been giving us recently. And then post-Wick Stadium card here. The attacks of Hops Pokemon, both yours and your opponent's, do 30 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. Man, the Hops Pokemon, the Hops damage boost is kind of crazy. So there's a Stadium, plus 30 damage. There's a Tool card, plus 30 damage. There's a Snorlax, plus 30 damage. That's plus 90 damage. The Cramorant's hitting for 210 if your opponent has 3 or 4 prize cards remaining. The Zacian then is going to be hitting for 330 damage with that Brave Slash. Like I said, the only way I can think of to set this up right now is Matang. Yeah, basically Matang, right? Because we're going to attach the tool to it. So it takes away a colorless attack from the here. I guess the first one we attack with, we can put the tool on it, and then we can attach like a metal to our bench one, but we're still so far away from attacking with a Hops Zacian, to be honest. So yeah, Matang is like the only way I can think of to actually get this thing set up, but it basically is Buzzrock for the most part. Maybe they'll reprint Max Elixir, I don't know, but yeah, pretty crazy deck there as well. We hadn't seen any of the Hops stuff up to this point, and they threw what seems like most of it at us, and it seems pretty darn good. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Is there any other combos that I mixed up with the Hop stuff? Let me know. Let me know what you can think of with Mamoswine as well. I'm not really too hyped on the Mamoswine. It seems a little slow, but if there is a way to get it rolling, like the ability is like crazy consistency to be added into the deck. Also the consistency from the Swinub, and maybe it'll work, to be honest. A Mamoswine Pidgeot style deck could be pretty cool, to be honest. So I'm actually kind of excited for that one as well. I'm excited for all this stuff. I'm always excited for new Pokemon cards. But let me know what you think in the comment section down below, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.